What's going on, everybody? It's Ruck, and you tuning into Real Ruck TV. I have a special guest with me today.
My name is Q. My real name is Quavadis, but everyone knows me by Stacy Guns.
Stacy
Go
Guns.
boy am.
Hey. So, Stacy, Q,
What up?
Quavadis. 3 names. I only go by 2.
You forgot Guns.
Guns.
Gunna.
Gunna?
Yeah.
So she got 4 names.
Actually, it was 5.
5. No, that's 4.
Guns, Gunna.
Guns, Gunna.
Q, Quavadis, Stacy. 5.
No, that's 4.
Okay. Y'all let us know in the comments below how many names was that.
Okay,
because
yeah, y'all
also this
tell
guy
me.
do not know math.
She don't know how to count because that's clearly 4.
And this is a prime example why black men need black women.
Yes, I firmly believe that. And that's what we're going to be getting into today, honesty.
Right, honesty. So when me and Ruck had linked up or whatever, we just telling each other what our story is. Basically, everybody had their story, and we noticed that we had some type of similarity in our stories. And one of and the main one was like honesty. Like we're really, really big on honesty, right? And like it's just like important in a lot of aspects of your life. It's important when it comes to your personal life, your business life, any type of life, your communication, your relationship. Like it's like the ultimate thing that's gonna make sure that you're on the path that you're supposed to be on.
Yes.
Correct though?
Yes, correct,
Yeah.
correct. Personal life, business, all of that. Even especially when you even interpersonal, when you're like you got to be real with yourself first. Because if you're bold enough to like not be real with yourself, you'll lie to anybody.
Exactly.
So it all starts from you.
Right.
Because it's like it really does trickle over into everything else you do in life.
Right. And it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like so simple. People think like, okay, honesty, I can be honest. I'm a real bitch. I'm a real nigga. But it's so hard. Like it's so hard because you have to be like 100% like honest. And sometimes the truth is not easy.
Right.
Like who want to tell themselves, oh, you're not good with money? Who want to tell themselves, in reality, you're really broke? Who want to tell themselves, like, bruh, you could do better with your hygiene? You feel me? Like, that shit is serious.
Right.
It's really serious. And it's sensitive. It's very sensitive. But in order for you to grow, in order for you to become the person you're supposed to become, you must be honest with yourself.
I knew this was gonna turn into her video. Like I said it before we started. I said we just go ahead and just let you like take control of this whole thing. I'm gonna just bounce off of you. She was like, no, it's gonna be your video. It has literally turned into her video. But I like it. Keep going.
I'm sorry, it's just me. Anyway, so let's get into like how honesty has shaped our lives personally. Start with you.
Start with me.
Started with you.
So honesty, it's a process just like anything else because, you know, as a younger dude, I didn't find that much important with being honest with myself. Finance-wise was probably the biggest one. You know, young, I had a job really early, so money wasn't as important to me, even though I was going to go work for it. I just thought that it was just made to be spent, you know, all of that. So then I had to start being real with myself about like saving. Because like that was because I knew if I were to save my money would eventually save me. So.
Oh, that's so cute.
But I didn't look at it like that at first, and then honestly, as far as relationships, even friends.
Bruh.
Yeah, like I used to think that you were supposed to like tell your friends exactly what they wanted to hear, and that was gonna make you guys, you know, stay together, whatever, be cool for forever. But then I had to learn with that too. Like you're not a person's friend if you're not gonna tell them what's up. Like when they're wrong, when they're good, when they're doing good, when you think they could do better, you gotta let them know because otherwise you're just like a nice stranger. That's how I started looking at it. Then relationships, as far as like commitment, always be honest about your intentions, about how you feel, like where you want to go. If you want to break things off, like it's always good to be honest because otherwise you're selling that person extra time that they didn't either ask for, deserve, earn, or etc. And then you're selling yourself short. So then business wise, let's say you really have a craft. Say you like to paint, you do music, whatever it is that you do, you gotta be real with yourself and be like, is this really what I want to do? Or is this something that I'm doing just because it looks cool and I think people will like look at me cool for doing this.
Right.
'Cause otherwise, it's not gonna last.
I ain't gonna lie. I did.
What'd you do that was like?
Well, like with that, when you were saying like people will look at me and think I'm cool if I do this. Cause everybody know I'm an artist. If you didn't know, follow me at. Can I go ahead today? Follow me at the_Q or whatever. And I got off track in my path, and I noticed that because I was being honest with myself. But at first, it was just all about the art. It was all about the art, and I knew it was all about the art. And then, as I started transforming to Stacy Guns, it started being all about the brand, all about the image or whatever. And I started losing myself within the art, and I was just like, I started not having fun with my art anymore.
Got lost in the sauce.
Got lost in the sauce, y'all. And like I was too busy, like, you know, enjoying the attention I was getting. Oh, people think I'm cool because I'm good at what I do. But in actuality,
Oh, she a rapper for real.
In actuality or whatever, y'all, I had to literally stop. I got off Instagram and everything because I was honest with myself. I'm like, bitch, you're no longer like focusing on your work. You're no longer like focusing on your craft. It's all about likes now. It's all about followings. It's all about attention. And I just like, see, I want to be more like a Coretta, more like a Obama, Michelle Obama, more like a someone who's for real influential, like strong, like never gonna die, gonna be in books. Like I'm trying to be like that.
Right.
I'm not trying to be like a Kim Kardashian. No offense.
She's trying to get us killed.
No offense or whatever. I just know that I'm greater than what I see. You know, you have that voice and you're like, you're great. But you cannot be great if you're focusing on irrelevant things.
Like right. How many comments you getting under their Instagram post or how many DMs you get.
Right. You know, that's nice. But at the same
flooding
time,
you, boy. I already know. How many you used to get on average every single day?
I don't know. About 50. I just kidding. No,
about 5 to 10 every single day.
I don't know. I haven't been on Instagram since like May.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dang, time flies. And we didn't follow each other on Instagram how long?
I guess since May. I don't know. I don't know.
No, it had to be before that.
I don't know.
But yeah, I had to kind of take that same little step back because it was a lot of things that I knew that I could do, but I knew I didn't want to start no regular craft. Like no disrespect to anybody that does music, but I knew me personally, I would never do music and take it seriously because I knew that wasn't really what I wanted to do. But I know that's like the thing to do now. Like if you're doing anything, it's something music related. But that just wasn't for me, especially in the city. So I was like, if anything else, I'd manage a person. I'd be a manager because I'm always good with like numbers, you know, how to be in charge, how to be control of certain things, like the brains of any operation. I know how to do that. So I was like, I got offers to be a manager of a couple artists. So I was like, if anything else, I would do that. But my passion has always been, of course, fashion. So I figured
I always
anything,
had a passion for fashion. Before
right.
I had it, I closed my eyes and imagined the good life. Yeah.
We got the real rapper over here. But anyway, all the artists that I wanted to work with their, like Q said, their image, because that is key. Because if you're gonna be in the limelight, no matter what you're doing, people gonna be paying attention to how you look. So I knew being a wardrobe stylist, I knew I always wanted to be the brains of the operation because that's always how I was brought up. I got into fashion modeling. That was my initial contact with fashion, but I still like to model, but at the end of the day, I like being the brains of any operation. So I feel like that's what a wardrobe stylist really is, fashion wise. So I still like, of course, I'm like my biggest client, I'm like my biggest supporter. So I'll always be practicing on myself, but all my clients are women. So I just found that to be a whole lot easier because I already know how dudes are about. I had to be real with myself about that. I was like, I could promote myself to everybody about being a wardrobe stylist, but let's be honest, Atlanta, my man's Future messed that up for everybody. Can't no nigga dress me, don't need no stylist. Like niggas really started like acting Hollywood, and it was like, man, I don't need no style, bro. I got too much drip. No, sir. If you can't dress, bro. I'm sorry. But I was like, I'm not finna sit there and promote myself to no dudes because I just know how on average how dudes are. So I'm gonna be working harder, not smarter. So I was like, yeah, I just had to be real with myself. And I knew that just how I knew I could dress men, I knew I could dress women the same way. and they were a lot more open to second opinion, especially the dude's opinion. So after I found that out, I was like, man, I'm gonna do it this way, and then make myself big enough doing it that way.
So how has honesty like shaped you as a person from like your personal self, like your relationship with yourself?
Relationship with myself. I give myself the biggest critique now. I used to be like my biggest like petty party host. I used to just make myself feel better when it wasn't time to feel better yet.
Aww.
Yeah, so that's how I used to do things, but after a while, once you really sit down and decide that you're going to be real with yourself all the time, you don't have to worry about the world critiquing you. You're going to always make sure you see every point. Yeah, bro, you need to do better here, you need to do better there, you need to pull back from this. And then until then, you'll always be the one selling yourself short because you always going to be your biggest enemy. You're never going to run into no obstacle bigger than the person in the mirror. Right. That's going to be your biggest drawback. But we got a lot. We got a live one here today. But that's what I had to do because I knew otherwise all I was gonna sit there and do was sit there and just give myself throw myself. I was gonna let me see how I can say this. I would never be able to level up and boss up because I was always selling myself short. And then once I decided to be real with myself, I was able to take other people's criticism a whole lot better. Right. Because I was used to criticism because I would criticize myself, but it was constructive criticism. Then that way, when everybody else gave me criticism, I could tell whether it was good or bad or not. Right. Because it's a difference between criticism and somebody just hating on you. So then once I knew what real criticism was, like what I was giving myself, I could tell like if somebody else was looking at me and just know if they was hating or if they really cared about me getting better. Right. Because it's like once you become like more honest with yourself, you're more open to other people critiquing you because it's kind of like from a different perspective and you're not seeing it as someone's kind of like picking on you or telling you that you're doing something wrong. Because when someone is critiquing you and being honest with you, this is going to give you that growth spurt that you're looking for. That's the only reason. That's the only reason that everyone is you're seeking honesty with yourself. I think like the biggest thing with me, with being honest with myself, like flashbacks, is when it comes to guys. Like I always people. Before she get into that, she know who she's sitting with, so I'm not gonna let her just drag men through the mud. I'm not dragging men. I love men. I love boys. See, didn't nobody say that, but she was like me. Okay, for real. You seen that video? I don't think I've seen it before. Oh my God, you haven't seen that video with the little girl? And she was just like, I like boys. I'm gonna show you after the video. Oh, okay. Okay, so basically, I always have this thing where I'm like so focused on myself or whatever, and like I be trying to like practice on not getting too involved in a guy because I know that I'm still growing and my perspective is changing all the time. And if my perspective is changing all the time, my feelings for like that certain person probably change also. So you don't want to be investing your time in someone and then let's say your perspective change. You no longer want to be around that person or just be like in the intimate relationship that he thought y'all had going on, but now you like I need to be by myself, even though you guys not like in a fish relationship or whatever, but you guys have been spending time with each other, and a whole lot of other stuff probably been going on too. First of all, don't take it there, but yes. Which complicates things, so that's where that honesty really come into play. Because you ain't honest during those times, but that's when it's critical. It's so uncomfortable. Like being honest, people think it's so small, but it's easy. Oh no, it's uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Especially with yourself, especially with another person. Yeah. And another person that you care about their feelings or whatever, and you let them know from the beginning, I'm an honest person, so if my feelings change or if you'll never have to worry about guessing how I feel because now you gotta be honest, because now if you're not honest, then it'd be like you lied from the beginning about what type of person you were, and that's gonna make everything just fall apart too. Yeah, exactly. So basically 2 days ago, I had to tell one of my beautiful male friends. She had to tell one of her hoes that he was cut off. Oh,
no, you have to cut it. Cut it out. Because I'm on a different, like,
You on a different type of timing now.
yeah, I'm just like, for real. Because I really want to just be focused on myself. Because I'm telling you, I'm just growing. I'm in my little cocoon. I'm turning into a butterfly. And right now, I cannot be distracted by male energy, even though I love boys.
Not all male energy is bad energy, though.
I know, but as long as they're my friend, like legit my guy friends, that's perfectly okay. And I know this, but I cannot, like, cross the line. I can't cross the line. No more. So you, sir, stop trying to talk to me and get out my DMs. I'm just kidding. You can stay.
No, you can stay. But
Okay,
I guess
I got another question.
What's up?
What's been, like, the most uncomfortable thing you ever had to tell your friend? Like, you been honest with your friend.
We saying like friend as in these people are really my friends, or a girl I used to talk to?
No, like your friend. Or legit one of your friends. What
I had to tell one of my friends one time. What was the most uncomfortable thing I had to tell one of my friends? I think one of the most uncomfortable things that I had to tell my friends was that I wasn't gonna be able to back him up. And just like I was always that friend that was willing to bail my friends out of a fire or get my dudes out of a jam. Mm-hmm. But once I saw like how bad it was getting and like how he hadn't learned his lesson yet, I was
he kept making the same mistake.
Yeah, so like I knew I had if he was gonna get better, I knew I owed it to him as a friend to just let him figure this one situation out for itself. And it kind of helped him because he was like really going through a tragic time, and I tried to help as much as I could, but I knew that he had to figure it out for himself if he was going to grow as a person. But that's different, man, when you're talking about somebody you've been friends with for like years and years and years. Right. So that was probably the most difficult thing. But I kind of learned kind of early on, but you got to keep it real with your friends, because if you don't, it ain't gonna work out. But that's probably one of the most uncomfortable things.
So you told him that you're not backing him up this time?
Yeah, that one time, and it was like,
oh my God,
and it's like, and that's not an easy thing to say, especially like when y'all been cool for so long,
right?
And y'all done seen it all. So it's like knowing that you can't be there this time,
right.
Or you can't, it's not a good idea to be there this time. That's different, because it's like because you don't know what's gonna happen after that.
Right.
Like what if something really bad happened and you were the only thing that could have like prevented it? Like
right.
Once you start thinking about all that. But yeah, like I said, that whole be real thing, like it has its moments. It's not always gonna be an easy task. But it does get easier like as you do it.
Yeah, and practice makes perfect.
Yeah, and then
you start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
I'm gonna need head ass to my left. But okay, so
I think the most uncomfortable thing that I had to tell my friend, how much I understand, y'all. I just kidding. No, for real, I had to tell one of my friends that she needs to slow down. Cause I basically had to tell her that, like, you kind of hostess. I swear, I had to tell one of my friends.
We do not call not only women but people as a whole. We do not call them hoes.
You don't.
If she decided to be a little,
this is his perspective.
If she decided to be a little bit out there about what she had going on, that is her decision.
Exactly. But I had to let her know
that she felt uncomfortable with the number of partners she was having on.
No, I just needed her to be aware, because sometimes people are doing things and they're not aware of it. So I'm just like, hey sis, you're thinking it to slow down.
Now how did that happen? Like how did that go after you
We're still friends, you dig?
No, I'm talking about I ain't talking about like later on. I'm talking about at that exact moment.
She was like, that's how you feel? And I was just like, yeah. She was just like, oh dang. You think so?
Did she still go to his house that night?
No, she just kind of like slowed down just a little. Because like you said, like this is their life. They can live their life how they want to live their life. But at the same time, me just being a good friend, I just want to make sure that you know what you're doing. Because everybody has their whole phase, things of that nature or whatever. I haven't had a whole phase yet. I haven't. Hopefully it happens soon.
Cap.
Oh my! First of all, you don't.
Everybody's whole phase is different too.
That is
Not
true.
all whole phases are the same.
Yeah, I think like whole phases
one
are
whole phase could be like 20 people, and another person's whole phase could be like 5, but they
no,
did
I'm
it in
talking about
like
like
3 weeks.
intercourse. I ain't talking about just talking to somebody.
Oh no, that's not being a hoe. You can talk to anybody. I can walk down the street and talk to a stranger.
I've had 20 niggas in my phone and like just talking.
Yeah, but
Talking.
yeah, we talking about the actual. Bro, what the hell? But everybody has some type of whole phase though.
Okay. Anyway, that's why.
So what was yours like? No, hold on. We being honest today. What was yours like?
What?
No, you can't just you can't because you started it. Then nobody bring that up till you brought it up. What was yours like?
My whole face?
It was like 3 dudes in a week.
Okay. It was first of all.
How bad did it get?
I had the worst whole face. I have to be honest. Okay. I had the worst whole phase. I don't even count my whole phase as being a whole phase because every nigga that I smashed had bad dick. Bruh. And
That's depressing.
I had niggas from like my age, a little older than me, and all the way older than me, or whatever.
Because niggas are gross.
Shut
How old was
up.
he? 40?
No, he was just like 35, which is not bad.
What? Bro, how old are you?
How old I was?
How old were you back then?
22.
Yeah. 22. 35.
I don't know about you, but I'm turning 22. Anyway, seriously. So, it was, oh my God, he wasn't circumcised. The 35-year-old was not circumcised. He wasn't circumcised or whatever. That's my first time having sex with someone that wasn't circumcised. And y'all probably think I'm over-exaggerating. This nigga only lasted less than 1 minute. He was like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I was like, I was so mad. Yeah, I was so mad.
Oh, no.
I was just like, it's time for me to go. The other guy.
But you ain't let him redeem himself for
No.
the 2, bro.
No.
Like, come on.
We thick ass.
Bro,
I was mad.
You at least gotta let him redeem
mad.
himself.
No, fuck him. So then I went on like the guy that was close to my age. Beautiful penis, or whatever. And his stroke game looked really marvelous, but I just wasn't feeling it.
It looked really marvelous. How can you look at it from that perspective, though? You had to be on the outside. You had to be a third person looking, watching.
No. I was bent over. You look to the back.
Oh, okay.
And you see him like, yeah, you right? So I was like, the hell, that nigga stroked the shit out my shit, right? But I was like, I'm still not feeling it.
Dang.
I'm like, fuck. This whole shit is really hard. I thought it was gonna be easy.
How close, how in between were those 2 transactions?
Same week.
So how many dudes did you get to that week?
Just 2. I just did 2.
2 in a week, but
Yeah, 2 in a week. Which is a really whole face for me.
Nah, 'cause 2 in a week, that ain't
2.
It ain't innocent.
It's not.
Innocent.
I was determined to have my whole phase or whatever. But I think like after the third guy, I wasn't satisfied with the third guy or whatever. I just stopped. And the third guy was the very next week or whatever. I wasn't satisfied because I started noticing, I'm like, okay, Q, being honest with myself. I'm like, in order for me to have like a very intimate moment with someone, I really had to like them. I didn't like none of these dudes.
Hold on, was it because you didn't like them or the penis was inadequate? Which
Both.
one is it?
Both.
So if the penis was adequate, since we're being honest, if all 3.
No. The first guy, remember, his penis was adequate. It was nice size, stroke game great, or whatever. I just wasn't feeling it.
It still wasn't adequate because you wasn't feeling it.
If
you wasn't feeling it, it wasn't adequate. So
I
let's
ain't
say
talking about feeling it in me. I was just saying like feeling it like together, like the sex. I wasn't feeling it. It was no chemistry there. It was no love there. It was just. I was so passionate.
She wants simp dick.
What?
Simp dick.
Simp?
Yeah.
What's simp?
Me and the gang, like, simp is like sap, like the lover boy. He loves you.
First of all, he don't got to be a lover boy, We can
y'all
just have
not
the chemistry. We can have like some type of chemistry that both of us kind of like urge.
You want the lover boy to simp. The lover boy / simp is the dude that's like, y'all only been talking for like 2 months, but he treats you like a girlfriend already. Like he treats you like a girlfriend really, really early. You good?
Yes.
He like super in his feelings like all the time, and he really like treats you like you're very, very special.
I don't want no nigga to be in his feelings all the time.
Not all the time, but he does it a little bit too soon.
And if I'm in my whole phase, I don't want him to try to teach me special because you're going to the left.
Hold on, so if it ain't no chemistry, he ain't supposed to be simp. You difficult. That's what it is.
I'm not difficult. I'm just saying, when I was going through my whole phase, I just noticed that I would prefer to just have sex with guys that I actually like and we actually have chemistry, 'cause it's better. I just thought, I'm just like, it's me. It's me. I'm a spiritual person. I'm a spiritual person. I'm all about connection. I'm all about emotions. And these guys just was not there on a spiritual and emotional level for me. That's why we couldn't. That's why the guy that had the beautiful penis, that had stroke gland on fleek or whatever.
Stop saying beautiful penis.
Man, niggas be having some beautiful penis. You know.
Not.
Sip cappuccino.
Anyways, so I guess the next question would be like, what was my whole phase like?
Yeah. You still a hoe.
Mine was. I am not. First of all, hoe is like a very, 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 very irrelevant term that we need to throw out of all of our dictionaries. We are all, most of us are competent individuals, and if we decide to have multiple partners in a small amount of time, that is our choice as adults and human beings.
Cause they a hoe.
But if we
they loving it.
But if we talking about the regular old whoop-de-whoop being a hoe, okay, mine was a little different because between the age, I stopped counting, so we ain't doing numbers. So between like 17.
But he gonna run numbers on me though.
Because I know women like most women take a lot of pride in their numbers, so they keep track of that.
I don't keep track.
She know. She keep track. But that
Ain't I being honest right now?
Okay.
Ain't I?
So you honestly stopped counting the dudes that you was like.
Yes. I do not keep count no more. That childish ass shit. So you still young, that's why you still think that. Yep.
Anyways.
Shots.
Women take pride in that. Anyway. Because they want to keep that small. Anyway, what was I gonna say?
Everything about a woman, y'all, when I'm a goddamn woman right here and telling him something else. Oh Lord, he about to make me mad.
Or she just honestly tried to be.
I'm honestly getting a little upset.
Honestly, trying to make my side a little difficult.
No, I'm being honest.
Anyways, back to what we consider a hoe phase. Between the ages of like 17, 20, I really went wild as far as females went. Like I had a car, had a job, and that like gave me like one up, and then I was relatively attractive. So that kind of like gave me like a one up over all dude, a few steps ahead of most dudes that was my age. And then as I started being around all these different females, I started soaking up all the game. And then next thing I know, I started knowing a little bit about y'all. So that put me even further ahead of most dudes.
So what it got to do with your whole phase?
I was able to like really rack up on the females as far as like whenever I wanted to.
Rack up, y'all.
Yeah, like whenever I wanted to, I knew I had enough knowledge to like get in good with any girl that I wanted to. So my whole phase was like, as far as the whole phase, the regular whatever you want to call it, mine was like pretty bad. Even for a dude, mine wasn't.
How many girls a week?
Oh boy, we got to go down memory lane on that one. I think my all-time record. I think I got up to like 4 or 5 in a week.
Oh my God.
That's probably like my most in a week. But on average, it was about 1 or 2 every week. That was like that.
You strap your willy right?
You said what? Hey, once I started knowing that, on average, bro, you gonna get this much at this point in time, I knew I had to start like going and get regular checkups and all of that. Not all dudes are just sexually irresponsible.
I just made a comment. I did not say anything that what you did or what you didn't do. I just asked a comment.
But yeah, I had to be real myself. Cause I was like, bro, if I'm gonna be doing all of this, bro, I need to make sure I'm straight, because at the end of the day, my health is wealth. So I had to make sure I was good and all of that. But then I realized, like, after a while, it's not always about like, trying to have like multiple females all at the same time. At the end of the day, I don't regret it, because I learned a lot in between then. I found out a lot of stuff that dudes wait their whole lives to figure out when it comes to females. So if I would have never did all of that, I would have never learned, and then I could never pass the knowledge on to, like, let's say my younger brother or dudes that's younger than me that look up to me. So like my whole phase was like it was like a greater good type of thing, just to be honest.
So basically, to wrap things up, being honest with yourself, you learn. It gives you that room to learn.
Yes.
It gives you that room to grow. It gives you that room to suffer.
Right.
Because
there's some suffering in there.
You're definitely putting that pressure on that code to make a diamond.
Right.
And I feel like it's one of the things, the core things that you have to do in order to be an amazing person, a good person, a great. Everybody want to be great.
Everybody want to be great, man.
Everybody want to be great.
So that's our time. We appreciate everybody. Once again, I'm Ruck. This is Real Ruck TV.
Once again, this Q provided Stacy Guns. Gunner, what's up?
Right. Follow me.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Oh, I'm sorry.
Follow me on social media at Real Ruck. That's REALRUCK. She ain't on social media no more.
I'm gonna be in 2019.
2019.
So follow me at the letter dot Q.